What's up, bosses? It's your girl, Andrea, and you're watching Be the Brand TV, the place for think-ups, startups, and scale-ups to create authentic marketing that increases engagement and conversions. Today on the show, we're talking about that content, guys. Creating content using your authentic marketing techniques, your personal brand. Remember, we're talking about personal branding is putting feet to who you are and leveraging it across platforms. So that means how are you going to create content that is authentic to you, that resonates with your audience and increases your engagements and conversions? Well, we're going to talk about that today on the show. If that's something that you're struggling with, stay tuned.
Welcome to Be the Brand TV.
All right, guys, like I said, we're going to talk about creating content today. It's very important to have content that relates to your audience because that's how you're going to attract people and encourage them to engage with you, to learn more about them so that you can give them more of what it is they want, and then you can do those conversions. Remember, conversions don't always mean you're exchanging money. Conversions can mean you're growing your email list. Conversions can mean you're getting that speaking job. Conversions can mean you are adding people to your course. So whatever that conversion means for you, and the only way to do that is to engage with the right people. The only way to engage with the right people is to attract them in the first place, which brings us back to creating content that is authentic, that is clear, and is consistent. So let's get started with how we're going to do that with step number one, create your buckets. All right, what are buckets? That is where your content is going to come from. And when you create these buckets, it helps you to stay authentic and true to your brand because those buckets are going to come from your epiphany moment. And when I had my epiphany moment, what I realized was that I was an adult. I could do whatever I wanted to as long as I could deal with the consequences of my actions. No was the complete sentence. And when I recognized these things and stayed true to these things, I could manage not only my expectations for myself, but the expectations other people had of me. When you have an epiphany moment and you recognize the solution to the problem that you're solving for someone else, you already know how to come up with the right answer for that problem. The challenge is you can't just give it to people right off the bat because they need to see that you can relate to their issues and that you have followed those same steps to come to the answer or the conclusion. So I created buckets that were your brand heritage. Well, you have to know who you are. What is your heritage? It's like the past. It's how you became who you are. My next bucket was my brand message bucket, and that is what is the overall message of my business? I want to help people attract those that want what they have. I want them to appear attractive to their audience. And so I teach them how to beautify themselves, if you will, through the way they treat themselves, the way they communicate with others, and the legacy they leave behind, which brings me to my last bucket, the brand legacy bucket, which is all of that imagery, the customer service, the experience that someone has with you that they remember about you and your brand. So that's how I created my three buckets. And now when I look at my content and when I'm creating content, the ideas fall within one of those buckets. The next step you want to do is determine the need of your tribe. All right, so you should have identified your niche. If you're interested in understanding how to determine your niche, leave a comment below and I'd be happy to create a video for you. That is a perfect example of how you determine the need of your tribe. You ask them questions. See how that goes? I asked you what your need was. You want to make sure that you are giving people what it is they're asking for. All right, the next step in creating that clear, consistent, and authentic content is to create templates and systems around the way you actually create your content. For me, I use the product management tool Asana, and I create a template for step-by-step what needs to be done on a weekly basis to ensure that my content goes out on time, that my images and everything are created consistently and they look the same, that I am doing what I need to do for any interviews or any outlines that need to be created. I am managing that entire process in Asana on a weekly basis. I duplicate that task every week for every podcast video or for every podcast and every video and every blog post that I do so that I make sure I am consistent in the way I bring that content to you. I also have a system around the way I create my content. I know that one day a week is my editing day where I edit all my videos, my podcasts, my blogs. And I know another day of the week is the day that I create and I batch my content and I am creating. That's what I do all day. Just like today, I'm sitting here creating this video for you. It is a batch content day. So you create templates that help you stay consistent in what you do with the content, and then you create systems around how and when you actually create the content. Make sense? Now, one thing I will say about templates and systems, templates are for you. Templates are what you need to make sure you are getting everything done in the right order and that you aren't missing a step so that your content can be consistent. Systems, not just the ones that you are creating around your own processes, but the way you use those processes to bring people in, distribute the content, those systems, and getting people to see who you are as a brand, that is really for other people. All right, the next step that I want to talk to you about is using your experience, your expertise, and expectations to shape your messages when you actually begin to share the content. Okay, this is where all you have to do is just be real. Don't fake the funk, just be you. And because you've done all those other steps in identifying your buckets and really understanding how you need to share yourself with your audience, determining the need of your tribe, and creating those templates and systems, now all you got to do is just be that awesome you that you are, and you just share and distribute that content, and you talk to people real, like a real person, and share your real experiences with them through your content. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're struggling with how to approach personal branding, definitely watch this video right here because I think you'll enjoy it. And then also, if you are struggling with how to shape your message, let's say for a networking group or something like that, your 30-second pitch, this video right here is definitely one you should be checking out because I am sharing with you my 3-2-1 formula for your 30-second pitch. And it's just a great way for you to use who you are, put the be you in your business. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments below if you'd like for me to share with you how to identify your niche, because I'd be happy to share that with you in a video post. Until next time, don't forget, screenshot, share it over on my IG. That's where I am right there. Tag me. And guess what? You might be the next person on Be the Brand TV to get a little shout out. All right, guys, until next time, don't forget you're watching Be the Brand TV, the place for think ups, startups, and scale ups to create authentic marketing to create increased engagement and conversions. See you next week.